going on, guys? My name is Statik, and I'm here to just give you a quick tutorial on some 9 square contact moves. This is a framework that I like to use to tackle the idea of using contact rolls with your regular flow, particularly with flowers, since we all know and love flowers. But how do we make them mesh well together? Well, a good framework for doing that is using horizontal stacking, because this stacking framework has always really lent itself to meshing well with flowers. So if we come at it from that perspective, let's take this stack for example. This gives us a perfect opportunity to jump across with this hand and get into Cradle for contact. And now we're in our same time opposites pendulum. But before we get into the roll, we just want to practice getting in and out of this position just by shifting from the handle to the poi and then back to the handle on both sides. Really work on trying to keep the poi that you're cradling right in front of the hand that's holding your other poi, so that they're superimposed. You give them a little bit of a bounce to maintain that momentum. Don't try to turn your wrist to build the momentum, because then you'll notice that the handle of this poi requires much less force. And if you just bounce it, you don't have to worry about compensating or overcompensating for that. So the next thing is getting into the roll from here. The entry to the roll is significantly different than your traditional roll entry, which would be like that, a toss to the hand roll. With this one, as you notice, we're jumping across. Now, for this, it's very similar in the sense that you would start the roll from here maybe, where you just kind of let it go. But rather than just letting it go, you want to give the handle a little bit of acceleration. And that can be emphasized by bumping your arm on the handle a little bit. So as you jump, you can kind of kick it with your elbow, or if you have enough momentum by the time you get there, you can just ride that momentum and do a little kind of a DJ scratch kind of movement where you pull back just a little bit to get the handle flinging up into the air, and then move your arm underneath the poi like this to facilitate the roll. Put the handle up, and at this point, if you put your elbow upwards and your hand down, palm outwards, you can catch the poi on your elbow, and if with some practice, get it to freeze in this position, allowing you to adjust and do something else with your hand before jumping back into the pattern. So it allows you to correct, modify on the go. So definitely a valuable thing to learn how to do. Just extend your arm downwards to get out. For those of you who don't like to freeze during your contact rolls, if you initiate the roll with a palm in wrist, you will be more likely to have the poi roll off the end of the elbow. For this technique, you sacrifice a little bit of control and timing adjustment, but if that's your style of contact, then that is something that you can do. But for the sake of this class, I'm just going to do these freezes because it allows me that extra bit of control. So to accomplish this pattern, which I consider more of a drill, but it also looks kind of neat on its own, you are starting from here, jumping into your cradle. From this cradle, you're doing the roll, freezing. Once this poi is out, you have the opportunity to drop this poi down and come out into a stall off to the side to re-enter your base level horizontal stack. Same thing on the other side. For now, that is an introduction to the 9 square contact roll framework, and I hope you enjoyed it.